Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Hi, before the video gets totally started, I just wanted to jump on here and make a disclaimer about why I'm making this video. So obviously, I love Notre Dame. Like, that is my home. I would never talk poorly on it. The things that I talk about in this video are simply just things that were in the news or kind of noteworthy things that happened over the past semester, and because of COVID, everything was just so much more complicated. So I thought I would just kind of review those moments in a trendy way with the tier list, because that is something that is kind of popular on YouTube right now. So yes, just wanted to say, love my school, love what the administration is doing to keep us in person for classes and on campus, and I love the leadership positions that Father Jenkins has taken as well. He's done an amazing job. Especially with COVID, there's a lot that went down the past semester, and I thought we could talk about them a little bit. There's probably a couple things that I missed, just because I came up with this by myself and kind of in a rush. So if I forgot anything, feel free to comment it down below and tell me where you would rank it. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more content from me, and let's go ahead and get it started. I have 10 things down here and I have 4 categories. So the best category you could be put in is Yes, Daddy Jenkins. Obviously, you go to Catholic school, it's funny to call the priest daddy instead of father. So that's the best category. You know, at the end of the day, we approve of. We're not ashamed of these, okay? The next category is Luck of the Irish. This is basically just, of course this would happen to us kind of thing. The next category is Not Here for It. If you kept up with Notre Dame culture at all, you would know our whole entire campaign for the 2020 year was here. And then the last category is just Straight Pain. Like, that just hurts. There's nothing else to say about it. Okay, I wrote notes, so I'm gonna be referencing these. Anyway, let's get started. Our first one here is ACB, which we know is Amy Coney Barrett. So ACB was a former Notre Dame law professor. Because our president went to the Rose Garden, which was kind of endorsing her as a Supreme Court justice, it appeared as if the entire university was supporting her. And honestly, that was false. Nearly 200 faculty members signed letters opposing the nomination, and there were also protests by students. It was kind of a big thing on campus, especially since it was a big thing for the whole nation. So for that one, I'm just gonna go ahead and rate that a 2. Luck of the Irish, because it's just our luck that she went to Notre Dame and we got all wrapped up in this. Okay, so the next one is not making it to the national championship. Notre Dame is a school with many things to be proud of. We do have a lot of school spirit, and with that comes supporting our football team tremendously. So when they lost to Alabama, let me tell you, man, like, that was straight pain. I don't know how much I have to explain that to you. We did hold them a little bit better than anticipated, to be quite honest, but that still hurt to watch. Our next picture is of a picnic, because with COVID, we had to eat outside. We were not allowed to eat inside, and when we ate outside, bees came. Oh my gosh, the bees. The memes about the bees were crazy. It was ridiculous. There were also tents that they set up for us to eat in, and there were raccoons in the tents. It was kind of a mess to have to eat outside, especially when it got cold. And I just hope things can go back to normal soon, because that was not necessarily fun, and I was not here for it. That's where I'm ranking that one. Not here for it. The next one here, this is Farley Hall. So at the very beginning of the semester, we had mass, and we actually did it in the football stadium so we could be spread out a little bit more. And Father Jenkins made a formal apology during mass for taking a photo with some girls from Farley Hall without social distancing. I rewatched it and looked up the quote. So he said, "Thursday, I had to confess to all of you in an email that I was sorry for posing for a photo with the women of Farley Hall without appropriate physical distancing. Who can resist a photo with the beautiful women of Farley Hall?" You know, if I lived in Farley Hall, I'd be proud of that. Like, that's a fun little quote that you're you're not gonna forget that he said. So I'm gonna go ahead and rank that the best. All right, next, this is Father Jenkins himself, our president, this picture here, and it's going to represent when he got COVID. On September 26, 2020, he attended a ceremony nominating Judge Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court. There were around 150 attendees sitting together without masks, and it was announced on October 2nd that he tested positive for COVID, the same day that Donald Trump announced that he tested positive for COVID. A petition was written for his resignation and was signed by over 200 Notre Dame students. I did not sign this, but I could see the argument of why people did. There were two parties held by seniors off campus on August 6th and August 9th that resulted in some spread of COVID, and the people who were at those parties, and especially people who hosted the parties, had to deal with consequences for their actions. So a lot of the students thought that it was only right that Father Jenkins also had to deal with consequences for his actions, which is why that petition was made. Ultimately, everything's fine. He didn't resign. He's good. I find it kind of funny. It's ironic. I don't know. I'm putting that in luck of the Irish because I think it's just his luck that he got it. Our next picture here is supposed to represent the mental health of students last semester. And I will tell you, I'm automatically just going to put this in pain. Pain. We had the opportunity to submit a word. I think it's called a word. I submitted the word burnout. I know a lot of other people who did the same. Especially with that, like, it was obvious before, but like especially with that, we were suffering. We wanted to be that campus that went back and did it right and set an example of how to make it through with COVID. So they decided not to give us any breaks so that it would reduce travel, which is a good idea in theory, but that was really hard. And I think it was hard for like my peers especially because it was our first semester in college anyway, so we already were having this big adjustment and finding how to get into the college groove. For most of the semester, everyone who worked at the university was like, no, treat the students like normal. They're not special this year. It's not special. They really should have done something sooner. That's all I'm going to say about that. The next one here, I don't know if this is something that people keep up with, but my friends and I keep up with it. It is the national rankings for college and universities that come out each year. They don't really explain why they're ranked how they are necessarily, but we did drop from number 15 in the nation to number 19. To me, that is pain. I'm sorry if you disagree, but that hurts me. The next one here is a study break, but this is about Restoration Week. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. October 12th through 17th was declared to be Restoration Week, which was about a month before finals. Donald Center for Student Wellbeing was the ones that were mainly running it, and while it was good in theory, basically they held a bunch of events and different things every day that would be stress relieving, but it ended up causing more stress for the students. I think it kind of backfired because now we just got more emails about things to put on the calendar, and I don't really know anyone who went to any of the events or utilized anything. The one good thing that I liked about it was that they had recipes from home every night. They had different themed dinners in the dining hall. Also kind of bad because then everyone went to the dining hall and the lines were exponentially long and it took you like 35 minutes to get your food, which added a little bit more stress, but I think they could fine-tune it and they can make that better in the future. But for now, I just not here for it. Sorry. Obviously, this next one is talking about the first time we played Clemson this season, which we beat them. So, yep, that's Yes Daddy Jenkins. That's how that works. The students stormed the field after winning the number 1 ranked, at the time, Clemson. So, we got a lot of backlash because we weren't social distancing. Everyone that I saw on the field was wearing a mask. I mean, obviously, other than the players. And that's something that I'm gonna live with as a memory for the rest of my life. It was a really big deal, and I feel so bad for everyone that was in quarantine during that time. Like, I'm so sorry. a couple stats for you. There were 11,011 people that attended out of the 80,795 seats available, and nobody tested positive after the game. Like, the scoreboard was already a dub, but then that on top of it, I support that. We're happy with that outcome. The last one. This picture represents when we went online for 2 weeks at the beginning of the semester because of our spike in COVID cases. We had a temporary closure, again, with those parties on August 6th and August 9th. I think that was mostly, and I'm not going to just blame those people, but that was mostly why we had a spike in cases. And then classes were suspended for 2 weeks, which ended on September 2nd. So, you know, like, it is what it is. And I think the reason why that was in the news a lot is because we started the semester in the very, very, very beginning of August. We did it first, and we were basically all in-person classes, which most other universities weren't doing or weren't even coming close to doing. So we had all eyes on us, and I want to go ahead and put that in luck of the Irish that happened, because it just is what it is. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it, subscribe if you want to see more from me, and follow my Instagram at MeredithStump to stay updated on my life, suggest future video ideas, etc. I also wanted to, in this video, just say thank you to everyone who has DM'd me. I actually have gotten quite a few questions, and I love answering them. I love talking to you guys, and if you've DM'd me and you get into Notre Dame, please DM me again. We'll go grab lunch or do something. It's been really fun to actually hear from some of you, even though this is, like, obviously a super small channel. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.